Welcome to the Her Sweet Spot Experience, dishing out tips and tricks on mindset, money, marketing, and media for your life and business, and where we talk to women about how they found their sweet spot.
Hey, how's it going, sweet mates? It's your girl, Marsha Guerriere, and I'm here with another episode of the Her Sweet Spot podcast, your dose of inspiration, where we celebrate and amplify the voices of inspiring women entrepreneurs. And today, I'm super excited to be talking with Marquita Lawrence. She is our guest for today. She is the founder and visionary founder of Glamour for Eyes. Hey, Marquita, let me just tell you about you. As a devoted single mother and a dynamic force in the IT field for over 15 years, she and I share something alike, being in the IT field. Marquita has navigated the challenges of being a minority woman in a male-dominated industry. Haven't we all, right? Seeking to carve her own path and solve a genuine need, she turned her lifelong passion for eyewear into an entrepreneurial venture, Glamour for Eyes, her optical goods store. So let's get into it, Marquita. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege. Thank you so much.
Oh, no. The honor is mine. I'm excited to get to know you, to share all the great things that you have done and all the bold moves you've been making in your career and in your business, and really get to know you a little bit more. So it's exciting to have you here. I will say that you join us as a Her Rise micro grant recipient, and we'll get to a little bit about that a little later on. But let's get to know you, and can you share with us a little bit about your journey on really how you started your business? What inspired you?
Oh, yeah. So like you mentioned, I'm founder and CEO of Glamour for Eyes, LLC, and I have been in the IT infrastructure trade for a long time now. That is my initial passion, was computers. And truth be told, initially I was going to start a business in IT, probably project management. That was my goal. And then I got to thinking, with all of the struggles that I've already dealt with in this field, although I love IT, I love technology, I love helping people, the struggle has been really real because of the male-dominated career path and trying to be seen. And if I'm going to start a business, I was not trying to make it harder than what it was already going to be for myself to start my own business. So I started looking in areas that I was very familiar with. Personally, I still wanted to help people. And so it came to the point where I took my girls for an eye exam, and we were getting glasses. And those glasses at our optometrist's office, they were really expensive. Yeah. And so single mom over here, and regardless, even in the IT field, no matter how much money you make, you don't want to have to pay unnecessarily for something that is a need for you and your family. Right. So I'm trying to get glasses for my girls, and those glasses, just the frames by itself was like $150, $200.
And that's with insurance, can we say? Like,
yes,
I can
with
spend,
insurance.
Girl, we're going to talk about it because, I'm a fan of eyewear. For those that know me, have been following me, you'll find me in a new, different pair of eyewear often.
Yes.
But yes.
And that's the same for me. I don't like wearing the same thing over and over again. My girls don't like doing that. And when I tried to get them, and then on top of that, the prescription lenses, because we can't see. So after that, I was like, there has to be a better way. There has to be something better than this. And so that is when Glamour for Eyes was born. I wanted to provide something where, someone like me, single mothers, or even, families that would like to put their money elsewhere to maybe enjoying time with their family versus trying to pay for the needs of your family, they can do so.
So it's just about having a healthy relationship with money. Because after I saw, 1 year I spent $700 on a pair of glasses through insurance at that.
Yes. Yes.
And I was like, oh no, it's got
It's
to be a better way.
ridiculous.
Yeah. And before I
It's
met
ridiculous.
you, I had other resources where I was buying my
Mhm.
glasses from with prescription in them.
Mhm.
And the $700 I paid for one, I was able to get 7. Like,
Exactly.
the math
Exactly.
ain't math. Do the math. Let's do the math. Who would not go
Make
wear
that
2 pair of glasses, right?
right,
And
right.
have 2 pair of glasses with every outfit, and
Yes,
especially when we're in this virtual world, what happens at the top is
it's
really a part of
important. Yes,
yeah.
exactly, exactly. So I said, no, this we cannot go on like this for myself, for other families. I'm wanting to contribute to the community. And so with that being said, we have Glamour for Eyes. And
Voila.
there's all kinds of other optical online stores that I've even used personally that I love. Um, but I wanted something that sets us apart, being Black owned, single mother, also being local to the US, where, my customers don't have to wait a long time to receive their frames, being able to accept their prescription, being able to take FSA, HSA, all of
That
the
now, let's talk about that game changer, because in all
yes,
those foreign ones that we're all shopping from, we're
yes,
not able to use FSA, HSA.
yes, yes.
So for glamour4eyes.com,
Mhm.
you are able to use that flex spending.
Yes, yes, you can.
That is like,
Um,
are you leaning into that as part of your major marketing? We're going to talk about, how you're doing all these things and using the 4 pillars of success that we framework that we talk about inside Her Sweet Spot. So I love, like, that
mhm.
is like boom, game changer for
Yes,
everything.
I agree. And something, it's really important too. And I do, to what you were saying as far as marketing, I make sure I add that in because a lot of individuals don't know. And they assume that because they have to buy it online, they cannot use anything having to do with their insurance
Right.
unless they go to a brick and mortar location.
No,
But
but even
no,
the cards, they give you
exactly.
the
We will
debit
take the
card now.
card. Exactly. So at the end of the day, shopping with us, you still save your money. You still don't have to necessarily come out of pocket.
Yeah.
And then also encouraging them to get reimbursed by their insurance until we're able to accept insurance is also another option as well. So we make it
Marquita,
easy.
you're teaching me something
Yes,
here. I love that.
yes,
I
yes.
love that. That is so groundbreaking to me, because we are leaning into those other
Mhm.
companies and not being able to reap the benefits of using all of those things. After this
Yeah,
call, you and I will talk more, because we
of
will find
course.
out, and we will see how exactly your marketing plan and how you're approaching using that and leaning
Mhm.
into that as a way to reach
Right.
more customers and partner with um I'm giving y'all all the tea here. I'm giving y'all I'm here as the
Give
podcaster,
it.
not
Give
as the
it.
coach, right? I'm not the consultant in this moment, but I'm really like, when I see great things, I personally get excited. That's why I
Yeah.
founded Her Sweet Spot. That's why I've built this platform and this community to really give people that next level of business consulting and strategy, just like you.
Mhm. Mhm.
I came from the tech industry and working over 30 years. I don't want to date myself, Marquita, but okay,
It's
not
not
to be
dating. It's not. You are good. You're not, and you look good.
there, but over 30 years working for an industry, like you said, really wasn't
Yeah.
seeing me, really wasn't,
Mhm.
taking me to the places and the heights that I deserve to be in. Now, as
Right.
the not just the founder of Her Sweet Spot, but serving as the CEO, as the face of Her Sweet Spot, how does it feel to you now? Are you still working in your 9 to 5?
I am. I am. And when I tell you, the struggle is really real.
That's why we gonna blow
and,
up here on
and
the side.
and it's hard trying to find that that separation, because of course that pays the major bills until we're brand new. We are a brand new company. We were founded in 2022, but we didn't launch officially until December 2023. So this is just 90 days going in, and it seems like time sometimes stops, and it feels like we've been doing this for a very, very long time. But we're babies.
But you have, right? So talk a little bit about the phase. Like you said, you founded in 2022, and then but you didn't launch till December 2023. I see many women who kind of sit on ideas and launch 3 days after getting the LLC and expect things to just happen overnight and overnight success. Talk a little bit about your journey between 22 and 23, and what mindset were you using and had to apply in order to take your time before launching. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I will say that it has been a journey, a huge learning process. I will tell you, being in IT definitely helped me because I already had that business mentality, and I had an idea of, okay, I have a problem, let me fix it. Being able to resolve problems, you see, in critical thinking. Correct. That was definitely beneficial in doing this.
And valuable skills, yes.
Exactly. So having those skills motivated me to do research, find out what my niche actually was, the need for it in my industry, even finding out if there were other businesses like mine, because I had never heard of an online optical store by Black people or any minority of, that was local. Right. So I've learned even of other companies that have been trying to do this and have been successful too, but are just offering different things. And so I was like, okay, well, they're not offering this, so there's space for me here. So even thinking that, hey, there is room for me in this industry, don't become doubtful. Still continue to do research, still put myself out there. I definitely had to form my LLC, do all of the things that would allow me to be taken seriously. And so that took time, forming my LLC, building my website, making sure I had a legit domain, a legit, email address that individuals, because you're offering a serious service. It is not just about accessorizing and changing your glasses up per outfit, but it's actually offering vision aid. It is a health need. Absolutely. So, even though I'm not an optometrist, when you're providing this type of service, you want people to trust you. You want people to take you seriously and seek out your advice. So I had to set myself up for that. And that took time. That took my own personal money, which...
Well, we're going to get into that because I want to know what approach you took, spending that much time in research and development. That's the phase before launching. When you're researching, you're developing. You can be in research and development while you are in the business, when you're thinking and trying to bring out new products and services. But in the initial stage, with your what we call MVP, coming from the IT world, product, right? What did the startup capital look like for you? How did you go about seeking that? When we're working on full-time jobs and making a moderately decent salary, sometimes we're often stifling that and putting it into the business, right? So managing your finances and your startup capital, can you talk about how you went about financing the initial start for the business?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to tell you the truth. I was all over the place. Just real talk. As things came up, if I had the money to pay for it, I paid for it because I realized that it was important. There were times when,
But you paid for it is the thing.
Exactly.
You didn't wait.
I had to. The initial, depending on the state that you're in, we're out of the state of Alabama. So of course that was like the first initial $200 to $500 just becoming a certified business LLC, being able to create bank accounts, business bank accounts. You have to put money into that just to open it up. So that initial basic cost, but then you also have to create your website. You also have to get into marketing ventures. So to be honest, I can't even tell you if I actually sat down and calculated the cost of what it would cost me to start to launch day. Mm-hmm. And that's probably something that I would probably do over, because I felt like I was just swimming crazy without really knowing where to go and how to go about it. And like I said, the only reason why I have been able to make it this far is I think the skills I had to resolve problem solving skills that I had. Like I saw it and like, okay, this needs to be paid for. I don't know how to do this. There was a lot of things I didn't know how to do. And interestingly, IT is very broad. Just because I'm in IT infrastructure, I dabble in systems, networking, security, all of that. But that does not mean
we wear many hats.
Yes, but it doesn't mean I know how to build a website. It doesn't mean I know how to do, different coding to make it look good. And it's so huge and so broad. So I had to get help. And of course, with seeking help with things that you don't know how to do, you have to pay. Right. So, it was a huge, when I tell you it was a hustle, it was a hustle. And it still is, because even now, because we're still brand new and we just launched, the revenue coming in is still not where it needs to be to pay all my bills. So that is why I still have my 9 to 5. One day, of course, as individuals get to know who Glamour Fries, really is, they begin to trust us, because right now they don't really know who we are, and that's understandable. So as we continue to put ourselves out there, we have a good rapport, then all of that will change. Definitely. I'm already speaking, it into existence, but it was a lot of work. And that's probably something that I'm going to look into as well, because just actually writing out the financial steps I had to take just to maintain. And now, that I'm where I'm at now, I had to hire an accountant, because what can happen too is that your finances and your bills for the business and for personal, they can overlap. And my brain can only hold so much information. So
and they shouldn't overlap. They shouldn't reside anywhere near each other. You definitely have to, it's one of the things we talked about for this month's, goal setting in our boardroom sessions for our academy program, is really looking at and revisiting often. If you cannot hire a financial accountant or even a bookkeeper, and you really truly are doing it yourself, which most solopreneurs are doing everything themselves, it is important to take stock into your business's finance, ensure that systems are created so that records are properly kept, and making sure that you understand what cash flow looks like, so that you set a plan, right? What you should have an exit strategy for your 9 to 5, if that is your plan, right?
That is my plan.
Not everybody needs to have that plan. Not everybody needs to be corporate America, but your business should definitely be making 3x the amount of money you expect to earn as an employee, right? And it's not It's not, oh my God, my business made 50,000, 10,000, whatever it is, and I can leave my job now, because it's a struggle out here in these full-time entrepreneurs.
Consistency and being able to set funds aside, even, for important situations, making sure you have, depending on what your business is, making sure you have liability insurance to protect yourself. Especially if you're in the service of caring for someone else, providing a service to care for people, you have the best intentions, but in this world that we live in, things can go wrong, or people are just not appreciative of what you're offering, and they can turn on you. So you have to be able to protect yourself as well. There's so much that goes into it. But I definitely, I had to get an accountant, break it down, even budgeting. And it's not just budgeting for the business, it's also budgeting personal, because initially, if you are using your personal funds to be able to push yourself forward with the business, you have to be able to budget both and have a balance there. So it's been a huge learning experience.
Excellent. So staying on the money topic, Marquita, tell me how significant or how impactful was receiving the Her Rise micro grant for your business, which is fairly new.
I cannot express. It was truly a blessing. It was truly a blessing. It helped me with the upkeep of my business, especially last month. I think last month we didn't really have much in revenue last month. And so revenue or no revenue, bills have to get paid. So it allowed me to maintain my domain. It allowed me to pay for my phone system, because I had to have a professional phone system. And so it allowed me also to get my accountant to start looking at my items. It took a weight off of me, a huge weight off of me. And it allowed me to see that, hey, don't quit. This is just a little glitch. You're going to get through this. And so it was truly, truly appreciative. And I don't want anyone to think that micro means insignificant, because I don't care if it's $5, $500, $1,000, anything that you don't have to necessarily take out of your own pocket that you use for the care of your family personally is a blessing, that you can use to pursue your dream, to maintain your business. And so I truly appreciate it. And honestly, it was a surprise, because we have been filling out grants. That's one of the things that we learned about. And I told myself, I said, there has to be, like, I'm using my personal money. There has to be a better way. You can't necessarily get capital yet, because your business doesn't have business credit yet. You're trying to get established,
and revenue. So the funny thing about getting access to capital is that they expect you to have capital.
Exactly.
So,
funny how that works.
Like, hello, why would I use this money if I have money? But
right.
The way money works and the way business money works is that you want the capital that you do have, and that they do want you to be earning month to month, is really for your cash flow, is really for turning on the lights. And the whole business of getting access to cash is, they sometimes often believe, is for a specific need, and like, do you have a fulfillment to do? That's why it's important to make sure that you're looking for funding that allows you to pay for operating expenses, right?
Yes.
like the paychecks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. This frog, a frog just got in my throat. But moving on to, like, your marketing, when you launched in December talk a little bit about your marketing strategy and how you set about and what you're doing now to help reach your target audience.
I will say marketing is something that's really, really new to me. I've never considered myself a salesperson. As a matter of fact, I deliberately avoided those types of jobs. I'm the behind the scenes type of person, you know. So it really forced me to get out of my comfort zone, my small little box, and allow individuals to see me personally as the CEO. And then it also allowed me to be more engaging with who I'm trying to attract to my business. So initially, I think, you know, this included social media, which normally I only use social media to share little bits and pieces of my life, like moments in time that I'm proud of. Hardly was on it. To now, I'm posting like every day on social media and working with collaborators, working with influencers, really putting myself out there. And when I tell you, if you all like any of those posts that I put out there, it was a struggle doing it because I feel awkward and it has been a learning experience, but I'm proud of myself because it allowed me to expand and show me that I am capable of doing more. And so on top of the social media, then, you know, being able to utilize marketing platforms like MailChimp, Hootsuite, ManyChat, so that I could be able to reach more people as much as possible, and even automate a lot of things because with being a CEO, you wear many hats. So I'm having to do everything. And so just sitting here doing marketing is really hard to do. So you use platforms that may not be expensive that will allow you to automate a lot of things like your email marketing, your text messaging, even replying or to comments that are made on your social media. Those platforms are very helpful that I utilize. I've even used agencies because, like I said, if you don't know how to do it, if it's in your means, then you seek out those who know how to do that and you learn from them. And that's one of the things that I've been able to do. So I have hired social media, you know, experts to help me get out there, influencers, until I learned how to do certain things on my own. I'm watching you as I'm utilizing. So initially at launch day, I think we had like 54 followers. 2 weeks after when I started actually implementing that, even working with one influencer that I knew had a huge following, we went over 1K within that first initial 2 weeks of launching. So I was like, oh, and you know, for individuals who have way more than that, that might not be a big number, but for us, from 54 to over 1,000 in a week or two, that's a big deal, especially for any business. So I am still utilizing that. We're still growing. I'm still learning on what works and what doesn't work. Social media is really hard to navigate sometimes, especially.
Listen, it changes every day, Marquita. So we're gonna forever be in a constant state of learning when it comes to social media anyway, because you know, technology, as you know, it's forever changing. And so it is something that you just have to continuously get that education and, you know, continue to sharpen your skills within those fields. And I always say, whether you can hire or not, it is super important that you understand the job that your employees are doing. Especially because women of color, Black women tend to get scammed a lot, right? We tend to hire the wrong people, and we tend to not know when to let go and you know, giving too many chances. And so it's crucial that you understand, you know, my role, and love my career for that purpose, is because I have worn so many hats in my years of in financial technology and financial services, so that I could be able to call BS when I need to call BS on something.
Exactly.
Right?
Right.
So it's super key. I wanted to also get back to understanding, like, through this time, and as you've been working this industry, and who is in your network and or mentors that help shape who you are as a CEO, and how critical is mentorship to your success?
Uh, I would, in some aspect, love to say that I was able to do this on my own and didn't need nobody, strong, but humbly, I could not do all of this by myself.
Yeah.
And I want to give credit to those that have helped me get to this point. This is a family business. I might be the founder, CEO. It might have been my idea. However, my family helps me. They support me. And so from my sister, who even helped brainstorm a few ideas that I had in my head. Sometimes you have ideas and you just don't know how to formulate it or organize them. She
Right.
was a huge help with that, even when it came to my name, my business name. So I have to give her credit for that, getting me organized to be able to work with my family, because working with your family can be a challenge as well. And so she was like, no, we got to have project management. We have to have deadlines. We need to make sure that they handle those deadlines. And so that was a huge help, being able to take that hat off and designate that to her to help me. I have met so many strong women during this process. Most recently, two individuals that have really helped me even within these past month. Shay Doom, she's CEO of 12th Summer Jewelry, and then Dr. Glow from Black Girl Everything LLC. They have been a huge help to me and very encouraging when it comes to just the basic things. I had an interview last week, and Shy helped me with my lighting because she wears glasses. I wear glasses. And anytime she does her podcast, I'm like, there's no glare. Why don't I, I need to be able to interview and not have a glare. So it might be something small, but girl, she helped me with getting my lighting correct and making adjustments so that I can present my best self in an interview.
Yeah.
Moments like that are pivotal when you are trying to be taken seriously. Yes. And then Dr. Glow, she has helped me with, so many good ideas, things that I was already thinking about and things that didn't even come to my mind.
Who's Dr. Glow? I think I just met Dr. Glow.
Yes, Dr. Glow. Yes, she is. Black Girl Everything LLC.
Dr. Glow was my rival coach. We did a young girls program together. Yes Girls Create. Shout out to Therese Myers, the founder of Yes Girls Create. And Dr. Glow and I were like, we were pitch coaches for the young girls teams. They were doing like this pitch thing.
Yeah.
And Dr. Glow and I were like, yeah, girl, I see you. I love it. It was an amazing experience. She's awesome. A beautiful spirit. I loved being in her space. She's a really great person.
Yes. And it, and our paths actually just crossed recently. Like I said, it's the small things, because one of the things that I do sell children's glasses as well. I care for children as a single mother. The care for our children are our future. And so she sensed that about me. And with me providing glasses for children, I had this idea, well, with every pair of glasses for children that I sell, it's going to come with a children's book, because the children's book is going to explain, how to care for your glasses in a kid-friendly way. Children get very sensitive because they look different from their classmates, their friends, and just making them feel comfortable. And so in my, I thought it was a good idea. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Amazon. I saw a few books that I liked. I already was about to purchase them, just have them in stock. That way I can provide them to my youth and their parents.
Why, when you could create it yourself?
That is what she said. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, you have the idea and you never think that could be you branching off into doing something else, still under your niche, still focusing on the important message that you're trying to send out.
Right.
I never thought that I would be an author.
Right.
It didn't even come up into my mind. I mean, I used to write just for myself. I love poetry. Writing comes easy for me. But to publish a book for children so that they can feel comfortable being different, wearing their glasses.
I love that so much.
Yes. So just in that, I appreciate her for opening up my eyes, giving me a new vision, and that is the whole point of Glamour for Eyes, right? That is the whole point. We, being able to not only see clearly physically, but see our path right in front of us and take the needed steps, once we have the tools given to us to allow us to do that. So they have been.
I'm like, we can sit here and we can chat forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
But I do want the people to kind of get to a little inspiration from you. So I'm just going to give you a couple of questions in our lightning round of questions for you to just give me your quick answers if you can. As an entrepreneur, we know that continuous education is key, connectivity, resources, coaching, all of that. What is one book that you read that has helped you as a leader or as the entrepreneur that you are?
I have read a lot of books, but I will say I don't have a particular book. I do have a website, though, that I go to that has been the most inspiring and motivating for me, and that's jw.org. And the reason why I say jw.org is because they have a section under peace and happiness. And then there's another section under that called employment and money. And there are a series of good articles that have helped me maintain a balanced view of money and money management. It allowed me to think not only personal when it comes to my money and my plans for my life and my family, but also my business. But it wasn't just from a physical standpoint, it was from a spiritual standpoint as well. And when you are a business owner, it's important to have that physical and spiritual balance. And remembering why. Yeah. Like, what is your why? Is it because you just want to get rich? Or are you trying to make a difference? Are you trying to fulfill a bigger purpose? And so that website, jw.org, excellent place to just be reminded of what your purpose is and maintaining a good spiritual and physical balance.
Excellent. Where can we find you when you're not doing what it is that you love, when you're not knee deep into eyewear? What would you be doing?
Ooh, I do a little bit of everything. So I have teenagers. I have two teenagers. They'll be 17 and 15. So we are doing mommy-daughter dates. We're traveling. We're eating cereal and watching anime. Yes, I'm in my ministry. Like we are staying very busy, very busy. We have friends coming over today. One of their friends coming over, and we're just gonna hang out. So we're real chill.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, here's a $1 million question, and you touched on it a little bit in the beginning of our talk. If you had to start all over right now, even though you're super brand new, and you only had $500, what would you do first?
I think I would still do the same thing that I did, which was make sure my business is filed with the state and set myself up to be a legitimate business.
An independent business, not just a
Exactly.
sole proprietor using your
Exactly.
own tax ID.
LLC. Yes, yes. Getting
Yes.
all of that in place. And that's pretty much where that initial 500 went.
Yeah.
Because you can't have an idea and start doing, but if it's not recognized by the government, it ain't real. And that's unfortunately that's the truth of the matter. So if
About
you
entrepreneurship, about running small business. And I think,
exactly
a lot of people learn that lesson with all
right,
the
right.
PP scams that were
I
out
don't care
there.
if you're
And
braiding hair in your house,
that's right.
you got to make sure you got to set yourself up for success. So
Yes,
there's a way
absolutely.
to do it. Yeah.
Marquita, what looking ahead? Final question before we wrap up.
Mhm.
Looking ahead, what's your vision for Glamour for Eyes and
Oh,
your personal role as an entrepreneur? Because we know that at some point you will separate from the business, and can you go in a direction that's totally different from the business? You just mentioned you didn't think you'd ever become an author. So what really is the vision for you and your business moving forward?
well, like I mentioned before, that is definitely on the near to-do list. I am actively working on that. I do want to make a difference with Glamour for Eyes. I want people to be able to see that it is beyond just a physical um, need. It's a spiritual need as well. So I want to be able to branch off and include, words of affirmation, areas where I can be of encouragement. I want to be involved in the community, maybe speaking at schools to let them know how important it is for children to be able to get their eyes checked. Uh, we have Head Start. We have, I want to be able to accept insurance and not just FSA and HSA. So doing research right now to be able to accept insurance, accept Medicare, accept Medicaid. The whole idea initially was because I knew as a single mom, being able to afford certain needs were really important. My
Right.
children have been on Medicaid before. I've had food stamps before. The life has not always been peachy.
Right.
So
Right.
because I remember where I came from, I want to make sure that my business also aids and supports those who are in that same predicament and need assistance. I want to be able to give versus look with my hands out and take. And so that is just, one area. And then two, with, for my customers, I want it to be easy for them to be able to go to my website and get glasses that they need. So we're actually working with someone to be able to set up virtual try on for our website. So that should be implemented in the next couple of months as well. So there's so much. But I want everybody to be able to see the world glamorously. So
I
that is,
love it.
yeah.
I love it. I love it so much. Thank you so much. How can people connect with you? I know it's
Thank
Glamour,
you.
the number 4 eyes,
Yes.
right?
Yes, yes. Glamour, the number 4 eyes. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Glamour for Eyes. You can find me on TikTok and YouTube at Glamour for Eyes LLC. On there, you'll find educational videos on how to calculate your PD, how to clean, maintain your glasses. Very important information on even how to be able to get your glasses online. And of course, our main locale is our website, www.glamour4eyes.com.
And that's the number 4.
And that is the number
Glamour,
4. Yes,
number 4 eyes.
yes,
Thank you
yes.
so much, Marquita. It's
Thank
been great
you.
having you and
Thank you
really
so
getting to
much.
know you more and sharing our experiences as girls and women in IT that are not
Yes,
technically coders. It's something that I've talked
right.
about for a number of years, really affirming my space and belonging in the IT industry. So thank you for sharing your journey with us.
Thank
You know how
you.
I like to end each show. When we empower each other, we all rise. Bye for now.
Welcome to the Her Sweet Spot Experience, dishing out tips and tricks on mindset, money, marketing, and media for your life and business, and where we talk to women about how they found their sweet spot.